Hello everybody, this is Pete from PA Labs, and today we're looking at chapter 14 in our arcade book. Things are kind of heating up. We do collisions today. So, what you're looking at is a bunch of balls running around the screen, bouncing every which way, and every time they hit each other, it's counted. Okay, so there's a lot of collisions going on. I think it's counted once for each ball by the count way it flies. But I mean, there's a lot of balls on the screen bouncing around. So the tabulation up here is just counting the number of hits. All right, so how are they doing that? All right, because that's how you identify whether a bullet hits a player or not, right? So let's come up to the top. Standard stuff. I'm loading in a new font so we get some bigger print on the screen. Let's see. We have our structure. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit that. Structure of balls. Thought I fixed that. I just didn't rename that one. All right. All right, so that should, yeah, that should do it, I think. All right, let's just double check that that does it. Yeah, all right, very good. Okay, so we have our structure here, and we have all the standard opening window, clearing, using PNG. We load our ball with pixel collision turned on, and if we come out here we can say, okay, so in the first one we're using this, in the second one we're using all of these, and we're tracking and playing kind of a game about it. So we get our width and height, and then we identify a new list. There is no reason to do that. Hold on. Oh, this is his definition. So that's the first time he's created it. Good. I thought he created a list and then did a new list, but he didn't. Okay, that's good. Okay, so we're going to put 11 balls on the screen. So 0 to 10 is 11. And we're going to load them into our array. And we're randomizing their direction and speed. So let's have them going a bit faster. And we initialize our hit to 0. And let's see. So then we draw our screen output. We have our font that we put in. And we have hits. And we have the press any key, and then we flip buffers. So, did I blow past it? Let's see. Where did you do the load sprite collision? So that's sprite ID. And are you making... it's inside this. Okay, so display transparent sprite, so that's putting it on the screen, and that's actually moving it and all of that because he's setting it at X and Y. And then he does his whole moving left and right and top and bottom. And then let's see. Save the current instance of ball. Okay. So then he does another iteration. All right. So he takes our current ball we're playing with and sets it into this variable. That way we can track to know that this is the one I'm seeing if there's a collision too. And then he says for each balls, if balls does not equal current ball, then if sprite collision is balls, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is the collision routine. And so what we do is we compare, hold on, let me get this to where it's readable for you. We'll make it a bit bigger. Okay, so this returns a true or false. 0 is false, so 1 is true, so anything greater than 0. And we compare sprite 1 at X and Y, remember that's the upper left corner, to sprite 2 at X and Y, and that's his upper left corner. And then it tests, the system will test to see if any pixel of these two sprites are overlapping. If they are, he returns a 1, or a non-zero is what their phrase is. Otherwise, he returns a 0. But for this code to work, you must have sprite pixel collision turned on the load of the sprite. So, here let's see, and then he compares. So what he's doing is he's taking the current ball and comparing it to all the other balls that are on the screen. If we get a hit, then we add 1 to hits. Then we go to the next ball, go to the next ball, go to the next ball, and we see if anybody else has collided with this ball. And that's inside that we're iterating each ball. All right. So let's come up here. Things are moving even faster now. So we're at 19, 20, 21, 20, 47. Holy cow. That must have been a huge mass of collisions there. Okay, so there is this version right here. All right. And this just builds on top of everything else. You've already moved the balls around in 5 videos before. Now we're just adding one sentence that says, hey, if there's a collision with this and any other ball, this is all we're adding in here, is this one little block. So now we're going to have a self-playing game. Again, we have our structure of balls. Sorry. It's bigger than me. Let's see. So we'll get rid of you. All right. So now we have balls as our list of type ball. And so now here we've created a structure. And let's see. We have the balls evidently are they can move at their own speed. They keep track of their own direction and their current location and the color or the ball that they are. Now, he does this as 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, pay attention. He's got 0, 1, 2, 3, and 0, 1, 2, 3. So there's 4 of them. You got blue, red, green, yellow. All right. So that is just an integer. He stuck it up in here. And originally you had this as color, and I changed that to sprite ID because that's telling you what sprite to mess with. That's the sprite you're playing with here. And to me, that's confusing code. I would have written this differently. But no big deal. It works. And it is a way to do it. So hopefully you're following this. Load sprite. This is going to be my alias ID for this image that I load up as a sprite with pixel collection turned on. And it's going to be the blue ball. So anytime I say print 0, he's going to do the ball. Or since this mirrors the same thing, we can say ball sprite ID. And that's going to be the same series of numbers, which is what he's going to do later on. So he says, okay, for counter is 0 to 3, we're going to mess with balls. So he's loading up balls on this in the array or list. I'm sorry, and then he sets his math values, and then he does the same movement that we've done all along with bouncing off the edges. And this time, when he tracks the sprite collision, he's incrementing based on the sprite ID. Remember, 0 is blue, 1 is red. Okay, so he's counting and sticking a value of how many times that guy's intersected. So the idea of this game is to bet on a color. Like you could say, okay, I'm going to bet on, I don't know, blue. No, I kind of prefer green. All right, so we hit play, and the balls are bouncing on the screen. We have a collection. Red's ahead. Whoop, yellow's ahead. Yellow's moving ahead. Oh my God, yellow is pulling away fast, isn't it? Oh, red caught it. Look at that. Yellow's pulling ahead. So you can see our scores of collisions up here. Kind of looks like red and yellow is the real battle. So, yeah, depending on when we stop the game, I think red's going to win. It's 14-9. It's going to be hard for red to catch up. Yeah, 16-11. Yeah, I think yellow has won. Okay, so we can say, okay, stop. There. So that's what this is doing. So, as you can see, we've taken this to a new level, and we're counting the collisions based on the colors, which we know based on the ID of the actual image that we're playing with. So, again, it's a small tweak over, and then what he did, this is his big drawing routine at the top of the screen, where he's changing the front color to be blue, and it's blue, it's red, it's green, it's green, and yellow is red and green, which isn't really red, but it is in RGB. So, and then he does the string of the value that he has. I spread these out a little bit more because eventually when you get to double digits, they start colliding with each other. This is his half-second delay. That's why it freezes real quick. And then he does his math and does his check of things, and then he moves on. I kind of think that's pretty cool. So it's kind of one of those things you can get with and play, and you can come in here and bump it up, and now it's going to really fly. Ready? Look at those guys going fast. Yeah. Okay. So anyhow, you can play with all of these. Play with the values, change the color of the balls, do whatever the heck you want to do. But that's the idea behind this whole thing, was to track them and track them by individual images. So that's how you do it. It's not a huge jump over the last video, which wasn't a huge jump over the previous. So anyhow, I want to thank y'all for watching.